There are multiple things that are affecting eggs and breeding them, so I just decided to make a very short guide. Well, how do you even breed? You go down into the enclosure, take a left. Obviously, you have to progress the story missions to get this, and then you have multiple things. You choose 2 parents of the same race, right? So let's just this and this, and you can have a baby. There are 3 main things that are going to affect how eggs are created and what the offspring is going to look like and what its stats are going to be, right? So 3 main things. Number 1, maybe the most obvious, are the stats, the parent's stat. Now, the ranges of whatever you're going to see depends on the parent. So it's going to take the higher stat of the parent, a low stat of the parent. It's going to give you a range in between them. The higher the number, obviously, the better, because the child will have a higher baseline of stats. The thing that is important to know in this one is that blue or yellow stat, meaning evolutions or traits, which we're going to talk about in a second, are not going to affect the baby. The baby might have the trait, it might have the evolutions, but it's not going to affect how high the base stats are going to be. So when you're thinking to make a baby or to make an offspring and who to choose for the parents, just look at the white bar, the white number, nothing else matters. So as an example, take a creature with like 5 base strength points, right? And then it had 3 yellow points and then 2 more like blue point, right? So it's an additional 5 points up to 10 strength point. Now take another creature that has 6 base points. That's it, no yellow, no blue. That one with the 6 is going to give you better ranges and more results, like higher stat base, than the one that has 10 strength point, because of all of the evolutions and everything that it has. So not necessarily having the bigger number is always the best, just most of the time. Thing number 2 is going to be traits. You can have things like healthy, strong, which basically give you plus points, plus stat points from 1 to 4 to 6, right? So you can have like exceptionally strong, which is going to give you 6 points of strength to your creature. And it is hereditary, so whatever you give, if the parents both have it, the child is also going to get it, and it's like mandatory basically. It always goes down to the offspring. And then finally, and obviously, as you progress the game, you actually get more and more upgrades and things that you can do as you level up your Wrangler level. And once you do that, you're actually able to come into this NPC, and if you go into the upgrade menu, you can see that you can upgrade things as you level up, and you can gain more eggs per nest. You can get like better stats to gain from the parents, so you have to do the cycle, which we're going to talk about later, less and less. This is very important, and it's actually going to save you a lot of time, because this is going to take you a bitch load of time, especially if you want to create the perfect specimen for whatever build you're going to make. So how does this cycle work? The breeding cycle, in order to get whatever you want. So first of all, you have to choose the creatures that you want and you breed them. That's basically what I said at the start. You choose 2 of the same species and you get a 1/3 of the same species. You can't just like cross mix, at least not from what I saw. Number 2, you go to do any mission, because you can't wait. It's not like time based, it's mission based. So you have to go do a mission in order for the breeding to proceed. Then number 3, you actually take the egg and you hatch it. You get whatever creature you get. You level up the creature using the gym equipment, and then you allocate the points you want that is related to the build you're trying to make. And then number 5, you just repeat the same cycle again and again, as much as you need to get the correct amount of points that you need. Now, big caveat, a big, note you need to think about. There are a limited amount of points you can input into the, all the stats. Max level is going to be level 20. If you want, and you can optimize as much as you can, the maximum you can get for a stat points depend on the amount of stats you're going to choose to maximize. Let me explain. If you choose to make an all-rounder, all 5 stats are going to increase together at the same time. The maximum you're going to get as a baseline is going to be 5 points. So 5 STR, 5, agility, I don't remember all the stats name, essence, vitality, all this crap. If you go for 1, you can get up to 25, which is kind of like the max. If you go for 2, you can get up to 20. This basically kind of goes on and on and on and on and on, because you can get only a certain number of stats, and there's a limit to the amount of points you can allocate even at max level, and there is a maximum limitation for the baseline stats that the creature can have, which might change as I play more. I don't know, but from what I saw, it's not an upgrade that you can change later on. So you have to choose a specific points that you want to focus on that are going to relate to the build that you want to play anyway. So that's what I recommend to you. Choose the build, choose the points that are related to the build, and then just make sure you breed that creature with those specific points in mind. If you don't, you're just kind of going to waste your time. You're going to reach like 5 stats, you know, like all stats, 5 points, and you're just gonna do nothing, which is annoying. Another very important note is the parents actually gonna give you the range, right? So if the parents are gonna be carbon copies of one another, you're gonna basically get no range. But if the parents have like very large range, like what you can see right now on the screen, then the range is gonna be very, very large, because one parent has very bad like points, and then the other one has exceptional points and stats. And if you change the parent to somebody that's a little bit better, you can see the ranges are becoming shorter and shorter. And if you have a carbon copy of one another, two of the same exact thing with the same points, same stats, same everything, you're gonna get exactly what you want out of this breeding process. If you want better strength point, that's what you're gonna get, as long as you have two of the same thing. That's very important. Have two of the same thing. Example, if I use this one, which is Splice, I can't really breed it yet. I need to upgrade a bunch more things before I can do that. But if I could breed this thing with this thing, which is exactly the same thing, because they're maxed out, I'm not gonna get more points out of this. I'm gonna get exactly the same thing, just level 1. I'm gonna have to increase the level, and only then I'll be able to upgrade and allocate all the points. But I'm gonna get to exactly the same point, which is 25%, 75 points of strength, 25 essence, and then 20 agility. And the vitality and recuperation is basically like after effects from other experience I have done. Probably yours would look like vitality 1 and recuperation, like, I don't know, what is it, like 3 points, so it's gonna be 3. That's, I think, the number it's going to be like. To make your life easier, just have 2 copies of the same parent. It's going to make calculating and planning 10 times easier. One of the key things in order to level up and get the points you want and the stats you want is going to be the gym, which is another place you're going to have to increase as you level up your Wrangler level. You're going to have to upgrade more and more things here, and you're going to get these machines. Each one of them has a maximum level. They can level up 5, 10, 15, and then finally this one is 20, which is the max level. Now, to train somebody in here who is level 0 or level 1, it's going to take you, with the upgrades, yes, this is with the time shortening upgrade, it's going to take you 18 minutes, also almost 20 minutes of just sitting here for one cycle, for one creature. So if you want 2 parents, it's going to be 40 minutes almost, right? 40 minutes just for one cycle, which you can do nothing to make it even quicker. You just have to sit there and wait. And this is what I'm saying, this is going to take you a bitch load of time, especially when you take into account how many creatures there are in the game. I think there's like 6 types of creatures, and each one of them has like 10 varieties you can have on them with differing builds and other things that you need to do. I assume there is like a few multiplications, but not that many. So you do need to spend a lot of time doing this. So take into account, it's going to take some time if you want to get something that's really good. And if you especially want to get like all of them to like higher stats, it's going to take you a while. So prepare yourself. I believe I went over the most important points and things that I think affect the breeding process the most. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. I don't think there was more things. If there was going to be anything more, I'm going to probably post them as a comment in this video, just to kind of make people catch up with what's up. And yeah, that's it. Feel free to ask me any question you want. Besides that, that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, thank you. If you didn't, let me know so I can improve. I keep safe, and see you next one. Bye bye.